Yes, sir. What's poppin', good people? It's your boy, D-Boy Henry Heck, back at it again with another video, another marathon video. They have just released their mid-season update video. I've not watched it. Let's watch it together. Let's jump on in there, get right into the cocaine smoke. Oh, man. More faction. This black on black. I like the black on black, the blickety on blickety. Oh, carry protocol. Okay. Pushing some team play. Pushing some team play. New chips and implants. Recon buff. You feel me? Oh, this is dope. Stalker vibes. Much needed change, in my opinion. The drone is smarter. Oh, thief changes, baby. Louder and have less health. It highlights the loot decrease from okay. You can't stack the Moors on there. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, the rate of fire decrease, I can see that. I can see that. That gunplay, it looks satisfying, bro. Revive a Mercy Kid, brothers. A Mercy Kid, brothers. I'm with it. I'm with it, bruh. Okay, I'm with this. I'm with the reward increase for sure. I'm with the reward increase for sure. Okay, so let's roll on back. Peep these things. Okay, so we got the new faction skins right here. I'm not mad at either of those. Black and red gonna always go. Make no difference what it's on. No, shout out to Michael Vick. You feel me? Atlanta Falcons. You get what I'm saying? So that black and red is always gonna go with that white highlight. It ain't you. That's just a color combination that always gonna hit. It's always gonna be succulent. Make no difference what you put it on. You get what I'm saying? You can put it. Never mind. All right, let's get on through. Okay, these look kind of like the mastery joints, if I'm not, you know what I mean? That's just kind of shotgun style, little reward. Okay, this carry protocol. This right here is, you know, I see it to promote some cooperative play, you know, earn more accommodations, you know, even solos included also. So it'll, you know, encourage some individuals who solo to maybe not shoot first. You know, I'm still gonna shoot first. It is what it is, but this is an opportunity for, you know, some people to collaborate together. You know, you do see some people on the timeline, you know, praising art because of these interactions that you're able to have with just coming across random individuals and then teaming up. And, you know, though this game don't really promote that, this does provide some incentive for an individual to engage in that if they wanted to. Like, it's a benefit to it. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. And you know, who's maybe I will engage in it. You know, maybe I will. That's always good, you know. New ways to utilize these weapons and make them. This is the big one. This is the big one. This is the big one. People had been asking for this pretty much since release, to be honest with you, to be able to, you know, differentiate between NPC and runner with the post. You know, I'm kind of shocked that they didn't really think of that. Well, they probably did and just figured it'd be kind of OP to be able to do that. But, you know, the player base won again. Shout out to the player base for being super vocal and constantly pushing it and causing, you know, Bungie to invoke these changes right here. Echo Post visuals reduced to make it harder to track recon with them. This is also a plus. I did see some people saying that, you know, you shouldn't be able to, you know, ping and locate the recon off the use of this ult. That would have been pretty OP. Like, if you wouldn't be able to tell at all, that would have been kind of OP. But, you know, I guess this is a cool middle ground, a good middle ground to where you can still see them. But if you're not, like, if you're an individual and you're not really paying attention, you just finna come up. You should have been paying attention. You get what I'm saying? So if you loot in the box, you'll notice it and like be like, oh shit. You know, or in a gunfight, you'll notice it and be like, oh shit. But since you are already preoccupied in something else that, you know what I'm saying, you might not, you know, you might not clock really well the individual coming from. I fuck with the change as well. See that? Oh yeah. He didn't know what was going down. This is a big improvement. This is a big improvement. On countless occasions, you would toss that motherfucker. That motherfucker just run around the room. It'll run across the floor, run up the wall, run across the ceiling, and just repeat that till it blew up. You know what I'm saying? So what I think happened was in testing, the tracking was a little strong, so they kind of dumbed it down a bit too much. You know what I mean? Because at the point where it was, if you're not outside with a clear line of sight of where, like if you're not outside and the motherfucker just hide behind a rock, that joint pretty useless. You know what I'm saying? But now, hopefully, with these AI changes in it, it's more competent as far as like locating and doing what it's supposed to do, and it's not like a wasted type of thing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times it just end up being like useless. You just throw it just for the sake of throwing it, just because it was there, and you know maybe it did what it's supposed to, and maybe not. You don't want an ability like this. It's a premier ability for this class, a premier ability. So you don't want that to be just one of those, well, maybe I throw it, maybe I don't. Either way, it don't matter. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Thief changes. All right, pickpocket drones allowed and have less health. Pickpocket drone loot highlight decreased from 50 to 35. Okay, I have not played Thief. The only complaint I've seen with Thief was that movement tech that people had discovered within the game. I ain't got no problem. I mean, maybe this is a good change, maybe not. Like I said, it's not been a class that I've come across and been like, fuck these fucking Thief players. You know, I've never said that. You know what I mean? And when I seen the movement tech and a lot of people complain about it, I hadn't even come across a Thief that was doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I think sometimes a lot of things get blown out of proportion. They see something on the internet, and just because 2 or 3 people or 0.5% of the player base is able to pull this kind of stuff off, people kind of blow it up and make it like a big thing as if the whole player base is going to be using, and that's really rarely the case. You know, certain people just rise to the top as far as like creating and discovering things like that. The majority of the player base don't ever adopt it because they just don't have the skill set necessary to pull it off. But, you know, maybe this is good, maybe not, I don't know. Now this is kind of like one of those troll things, and I've seen some streamers pull this off where they made like a kind of bomber drone type of situation. They'll load that joint up with claymores and then just drive into, you know, and they'll kill whole teams with it. You know what I'm saying? Which was funny, which was cool, but they kind of knocking that on off where you can only put one. Because claymores are strong. Don't get me wrong. They are strong. And even just being able to do the one, it'll still do more than enough damage. You can probably still finish some people off for sure. For sure. You know what I mean? You won't be killing whole teams that are full shield, full health, but you will do a decent amount of damage and then be able to, in that chaos, be able to rush in and clean that mess on up with a mop. You feel me? Okay, superior purple thermoscope now decreased aim assist and range. Superior purple thermoscope highlight range decreased from 100 to 80. Okay, a lot of people had been speaking about these thermal scopes. I ain't got no personal issue with them, but you know, if people complained enough to where they had to make these type of adjustments, I guess, you know, good good for the player base for, you know, speaking and making their voices be heard as far as certain changes and adjustments to be made. Fucking recon, bro. That shit looks crazy, bro. Okay, long shot rate of fire decrease, accuracy when rapid firing decrease. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, all this pretty much makes sense, you know, and it's self-explanatory. All that makes sense. Ba-ba, ba-ba. We consume but mercy. And this makes sense, you know, lining on up with that previous update as far as the carry, where, you know, somebody might can talk you out like, hey, bro, come on now, what are we doing? What are we doing? We on here for the same thing. Let's work together. Let's get some stuff taken care of. Let me help you. Help me help you. You get what I'm saying? So here's a mercy kit. Let me pick you up because, you know, I had seen some interactions where, you know, you'll down somebody. They be real cool about it. And you like, damn, bro. I would if I could, but I can't. So, and they'll be like, oh, good, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do come across something like that. And then in which case you'll feel kind of bad. But it's tight that they did add this in here. So if you are an individual who, you know, had a change of heart, you know, the bloodlust got the best of you and you really didn't, you know what I mean? This a cool dude and now I feel bad. Toss him a little mercy kit, you know, let him get back on up and then y'all can proceed together. A new duo has just been born. You get what I'm saying? Okay. That's dope. That's cool. We kind of knew about this, you know. This is a big one. This is a big one. Increased standard contract faction reputation rewards. This is a big one. Increased runner shell XP and in-run faction reputation gains for solos. This is also a big one. You know, you give it a little boost, a little bump, a little incentive for the solo. Because the solo people are, you know, I ain't gonna say they crying and whining, but, you know, they do want a little bit more. Because to be honest, man, it's a fucking trio-based game. It's a team-based game. It is what it is. But I get that some people do want to play solo, and, you know, Bungie and the Marathon team kind of gotta, since you allow them in here, you do have to listen to them. You know what I mean? You do have to provide certain incentives for them because, you know, you opened your game up to it. So they're here now. You get what I'm saying? So you do got to give them stuff. And it's cool that they are, you know, getting some stuff and really taking it serious as far as getting more people into the game, because people do want to play this game solo. They enjoy the art style. They enjoy the gameplay. They enjoy, you know, everything it has to offer. So, you know, it's cool that these people are being listened to. And that's it, man. Super dope little mid-season refresh video, dropping some updates and knowledge. Pwn the people, you know, I fuck with it. I'm glad they're still hard at work, you know, coming up with different things to add to the game and keep players involved and get older players back in or new players in, period. And it's dope. I like to see it. You know, I really enjoy this game. Like, though I will say, I'm ass still. I'm just not as good as I thought I would be. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, and I'm still going to keep playing because it is fucking fun, whether you lose or win. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Bungie, shout out to Marathon, and shout out to this video, man. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe. You know what I mean? Catch me every Tuesday on the big homie Will 777JP channel over there to Just Playing Live with the good brother RPG 88. This time around, we are playing Toxic Commandos. We may finish it up this run. And then next week it'll be whatever else. And also catch me every Saturday on my own solo podcast, GG or Die. Every Saturday, 11 in the a.m. It's a pre-recorded joint, you know what I mean? So kick it with the boy inside of the comments. I'll catch y'all outside the next one. I'm gone.